Hey guys, what's going on and welcome to a brand new video. This is your preview for the Leeds United versus Middlesbrough game. I think this is going to be a very tough game, and before we get into it, let's just start with talking about what happened in the press conference. It legit just finished, and let's talk about the fact that Junior Firpo has a hamstring injury. So he got a hamstring injury, and expected to keep him out for a period of time. Don't know how long, a prolonged period of time, so it looks like a while. Um, yeah, and it looks like a serious injury that he'll be out for a while. Could be a month or two, which doesn't sound great, when how good he's been. But Voba looked good in the last game. And also in the other news, Jayden Bogle is a doubt for tomorrow's game as well. The game against Middlesbrough, Jayden Bogle is a doubt for tomorrow. But Sam Byram is back. So it looks like, for me, we might be seeing a two fullbacks of Voba and Sam Byram. That's what I think Fark will go with, knowing that now. I'll get into that a bit later. But yeah, that's the news that came out of the press conference about the injury situation. So Firpo out, Jayden Bogle is a doubt, and Sam Byram's back. So at least we've got Byram back, which is a positive, but Firpo being out for a while and a prolonged period of time is not great. But let's talk about the facts of our last 6 meetings against Middlesbrough. The last time we played them was, of course, that horrible cup game that we got battered 3-0 in. We want to put that right in this game. This is going to be a very difficult game, as I said, because I think Middlesbrough are one of the top teams and probably the most informed team we've probably versed this season, if you look at the form as well, which we'll go over a bit later. But let's talk about the previous 6 meetings. As I said, we lost 3-0 in the cup game. Before them was that 4-3 win last season, which was a great performance and a very good game of football. Before them was a 3-2 win. So last season, both games were high scoring games. Middlesbrough had a red card in that game as well when we won 3-2. So 2 high-scoring games last season. Will we see the same again in a very close high-scoring game? Maybe. Before then was all the way back in 2020 where we beat them 1-0. Before then we beat them 4-0. And then before that was 1-1 draw, which means in the last 6 appearances against Middlesbrough, we've had 4 wins, 1 draw, and 1 loss. So it looks like we get the better of Middlesbrough, basically. And now if you look at the recent form, as I said, in my opinion, this is probably the best informed team we've versed this season going into it, in my opinion. In their last 6 games, they've won 4, drawn 1, and lost 1. So they're in good form. Their wins, they won 3 in a row, which was against QPR, Luton. They beat QPR 4-1. They beat Luton 5-1, and they beat Oxford 6-2. So they won those 3 games, and then they had a 1-0 loss to Blackburn. And after that, they then won another game against Hull City, which they won 3-1. And then their most recent game was a 1-1 draw with Burnley. And Burnley, good team. So it's a good performances from them this season. A very difficult game, it looks like. Both of us are in form. Because we've won 4 out of the last 6 with 2 losses. Meanwhile, they've had a draw in there with a loss, which means in the last 6 games, they've got more points than us, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, they would have more points than us in the last 6 games by 2, which means, both teams are pretty much in form, which means it's probably going to be a good game. It's either going to be that, or you're going to say, wow, both teams are in form and playing very well. It's going to be a boring 0-0, But yeah, going into this game, do I think we will line up in this game? I do think Melier will start in goal, of course. I mean, no one else. But I do think at left back, Voba will get his shot at left back again, because I think in the previous game, I thought he was good and he deserves to keep his spot. If he comes out, it's a bit harsh, and I'm thinking, who the hell does he come out for? Because there's no one really that he will come out for. Rodon and Strauch will, of course, be the centre-back partnership at the back with, in my opinion, Sam Byram's going to start at right back. With Bogle being a doubt, I do feel like Sam Byram might be given the nod to start in this game against Middlesbrough, which I'm fine with, because before he was out, before that little injury that he had, he played well. Like, he was playing well in those 3 games that Firpo had that red card for. He played well. I thought he had good performance. A very good defensively is what Sam Byram is. He'll always make sure players won't get past him a lot, in my opinion. Players will not get past him a lot, and that's what I think we need at the back in this game, because I do think it's going to be a very attacking game for both teams. So having that fullback that's going to be more, he does rush forward, but be more defensive in the way of very strong defensively, is something that I think we'll need in this game, because I could see that stopping it from being a really, really high-scoring game. The partnership in the middle, I think, will be Rothwell and Tanaka. Of course, I do think that will be the partnership in the DM position. I do not think Ampadu comes in for this game. I don't think we will see Ampadu start a game until January. I do think, that's my prediction. I do think he'll come off the bench maybe towards Christmas to New Year's, like in like a week or 2. We'll start seeing maybe 10-20 minute cameos off the bench, just getting back into it before he starts. So I do think it'll be a while till he actually starts a full game. And then the front 4, in my opinion, who will we go with in the front 4? I mean, let's start with the obvious one. I think Aronson starts in the middle. I mean, there's no other options, in my opinion, to go there, especially how Fark talked in the last press conference, not this one that just happened, but the last one is, if anyone's going to go into the 10, it's going to be either Rothwell or Tanaka when Ampadu comes back in. So yeah, so that's a thing. I think Aronson will start in the number 10 position. We're then going to have, I think Dan James will actually start at the right wing position. I think Dan James will be the one that starts. And I also think on the other side, it will be Ramazani. I do think Ramazani gets his start in this game, and the wings will be Dan James and Ramazani in this game. And up front, of course, I think it will be Joel Pirro. I think that's going to be the lineup that we go with in this game. Am I confident? It's a very shaky game for me because I think it could go either way. I think it's going to be a very good game of football. And I think this game is actually going to end 3-2 in an absolute barnstormer. If I'm going to say goal scorers, I think Dan James gets a goal for us. I also think Pirro will get a goal. And then let's go with someone off the bench. Let's go with Solomon off the bench. And they're the 3 goal scorers. Us winning the game 3-2 in a very tight game. Yeah, I'm excited for the game. And I think it's going to be a good one. Leave your score predictions in the comment section down below. And I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.